This person didn't know that you would leave so soon, or that it would be so easy for you. And honestly, maybe it wasn't easy, but from their perspective, you made it look easy. And I feel like what has shocked this person the most is that they thought they had you wrapped around their little finger. They thought that you would be waiting for them or chasing them. But they didn't expect that it would be neither. But honestly, more than anything, it feels like this person just wasn't equipped to handle this connection. Because here I pulled acquiring knowledge, but it came out in reversed. And I also pulled the Hierophant. That also came out in reversed. So what this tells me immediately is that there was a lack of knowledge on this person's part, and maybe even on your part a bit as well. I feel that for the both of you, this connection was very intense and definitely confusing at times as well. But there's no denying that this connection on some level felt undeniable. But now, really looking at the Hierophant, I feel like this is representing where y'all presently stand. Things have gone stale, I'm hearing. You've reached a stalemate position in this connection. And now it's clearer than ever that maybe y'all don't share the same values, or perhaps y'all share a different perspective regarding what it means to be in a relationship, or what it takes even. And I feel that one of the biggest problems here has been that when you were open-minded to this connection, they weren't. Or when they were trying to be more open-minded to this connection, maybe you weren't, or maybe you felt like it was too late. There was never a willingness to be open and understanding of the connection at the same time. And I feel like that's where things went wrong. And that's likely where you decided to walk away. There also might be something significant about the number 5, the number 18, the month of May, and I'm also getting the initials N and E, or maybe even the Northeast could be significant. But let's see what else wants to come through. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing that one of you had a chance to fix the situation, but instead decided to take on a victim mentality. And if you were the one to walk away from this person, it's very likely that it was them. It was them who succumbed to these feelings of hopelessness and helplessness, and they just threw in the towel. They said, there's nothing I can do, or this connection is too hard to maintain. They could have taken on a premature, it is what it is kind of attitude before recognizing how much you or this connection actually meant to them, or before realizing that there was a big chance you would walk away for good. And for some of you, this could even be a message about observing if you have been embracing a victim mentality instead of an empowering mentality. Take notice when you are feeling stuck or your attitude feels more negative. Of course, there's nothing wrong with feeling a heavier emotion in the moment, but try your best not to dwell in that energy and drag it out. And I would say what is really helpful in these moments is focusing on what you want versus what you don't. What you want to experience, what you want to have, how you want to feel. And this could be a lesson that this other person is learning as well, that they are more in control than they think. Here we have Leo energy coming through as well. So one of you could be a Leo. This could apply to the sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And here I've also pulled the charismatic Casanova card as well. So there definitely could have been a fear of commitment at play here, or one of you having an avoidant attachment style. Or this could simply have been the case of, someone not having felt ready to settle down, or maybe they had this idea that being in a committed relationship would look like a lack of freedom or being trapped. It just feels like one of you wasn't completely ready for whatever this was. This person could also have been bothered by you seeming to be a person who naturally draws in attention, even if you don't want it. This could just be something that you've had to deal with your whole life, whether negatively or positively. And an issue with someone like this is that they're usually used to being the center of attention. And so if it was the case of your magnetism outweighing theirs, then of course that was going to make them feel insecure. And this also could have tied back into that fear of commitment. They thought, well, if I commit to this person who also shines, them getting attention is not going to stop. Am I going to be able to handle that? Am I going to be able to feel secure with someone who is so secure about themselves? Because whether you know it or not, this person views you as someone who is creative, who carries a romantic energy, an attractive energy, who is a leader, who is generous and beautiful and all of these things. And so that could have triggered some unnecessary feelings of inadequacy within this person. But also they could have felt like you are someone who isn't codependent on external validation, while them being in this energy is proof that they are codependent on external validation. Okay, so now I want to see the present energy surrounding this connection and anything else that you might need to know or anything else that might pertain to you at this time. Okay, so here we have the World. I feel like this is you. This is your energy. You have accepted the way things have gone at this point. You have accepted that you did the best you could to connect with this person. You know that with or without them, you are complete. With or without them, you're naturally going to shine. You're going to shine with anyone that you're with. And when you are actually showing up in this world authentically, you're going to shine everywhere that you go, in whatever that you do. In a more literal sense, some of you might be traveling soon, or you're feeling called to travel more, get out there, meet new friends, meet new romantic interests. But the one thing that's for sure is that a cycle has naturally ended between you and this person. You know that something cannot continue the way it has before. And I feel like you've accepted that you may or may not hear from this person again. But what's clear is that you're okay with either outcome, which I do feel is something that you should be proud of yourself for. It takes work to get to this point of actually feeling whole, of actually feeling like you're enough. Aquarius energy could be significant, Taurus energy, and Scorpio energy could be significant as well in the sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And here we have the Five of Swords. There's the self-sabotage, there's the victim mentality, and this could even represent that you really got to a point of feeling irritated by this person's actions, by their arrogance. But I do feel like they're well aware that it is their actions that are the fault of this falling out with you. It is their actions that are the fault of you moving on or moving on to someone else. Because with the Queen of Pentacles here, this is you. You're focused on stability. You're focused on abundance. And you're focused on being open to attract love in all its forms. Whether it's you feeling the love while you're nurturing or creating something, tending to yourself, or whether it's you now being able to tend to a romantic relationship, or knowing that that time is going to come, knowing that you are going to attract a kind partner and not someone who is full of arrogance and they just want to be right all the time. Virgo and Capricorn energy could be significant as well. And then here we have the Queen of Wands. Like literally, you have reached the pinnacle of being able to love yourself and confide in yourself and trust that you have a very strong intuition that you can use for your benefit, that you can use your magnetism for your benefit. Instead of attracting things and people and situations that you are naturally repelled by because they don't meet your standards. But you have these standards because you can meet them yourself. You chose yourself. You chose to emotionally detach from this entire situation, even though your heart was still in it. Even though you wanted a different outcome at first, you know that eventually you would be led somewhere better, somewhere more emotionally fulfilling. And for a lot of you, you've already arrived, or you're well on your way. to success, to romance, to abundance in all its forms. But your guides, your angels are telling you, only if you believe. The biggest thing that you need to do to get what you want is remain positive. And I know that that sounds so cliche because you've probably heard it before, but back then it was just words. Now this is something that is best to put into action. Notice where your thoughts are flowing. Notice when you are dwelling in a negative thought or outcome. Notice when your anxiety is tricking you into thinking that it's your intuition. Anxiety will always come up with questions, where your intuition, the majority of the time, it's going to sound like a statement. So that is what I have for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. I hope that it's brought you some clarity. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can go ahead and visit the link down below. That'll take you directly to all of my offerings. I will see you all in the next video.